Welcome to Beloved Blackness. I'm Dr. B. We explored last week this idea that Dr. Linda James Myers talks about the four phases of oppression. And the first one, that the physical survival of the oppressed is maintained by the oppressor through both dehumanization and terrorization. And I said I was going to pick back up on the process of the enslavement of our African ancestors and what that looked like once they were brought to what some people refer to as the slave castles, but the dungeons. And I decided actually to put a pin in that and to talk about my process over the past week after sharing that video. Part of what we'll have to learn to deal with, think about, manage emotionally, mentally, spiritually, is when we come in contact with the trauma from the Ma'afa, we're impacted personally. That as persons, when we think about all the things that our ancestors have gone through, we're bound to have strong feelings about that. And so that's been my week. And I thought it'd be useful for me to share that just in thinking about what I was describing on last week's video, I imagined and I put myself in the shoes of what it must have been like and how disorienting and how confusing it must have felt for our ancestors to literally be taken from their lives. Like they are in their lives being taken away, whatever they were doing, whatever occupation, whatever role, responsibility they had within the family, within the village, to have that just snatched out from under them, and just how terrifying that must have felt for them, on top of all the brutality that I spoke about last week. And I was really impacted by that. And so there are a few things that I did to help take care of myself that I believe is so important when we actually go back, like Sankofa, look back at the past in order to know where we are now, in order to know where we're going in the future. We have to have some tools to be able to manage the intensity of the feelings that surface. One day, I decided I'm going to sit in the sun. I just literally needed the rays from the sun to hit my face to remind me of my own vibrancy. Another day, I spent time and had some time with friends, and we spent some time in prayer. Another day, I just needed some chocolate, dark chocolate covered almonds. I just needed something that was sweet and that tasted good, to manage the intense feelings of upset, anger, despair, heartache, grief that I felt in thinking about our ancestors' journey. And another day I just talked to a friend about it, because also it can feel very isolating to think about things that most people don't even want to spend time thinking about because of the heaviness from the grief process. When you connect to the trauma that our ancestors have gone through, there's grieving that needs to take place. And so talking to friends in order to not feel so isolated in that heaviness was really important to me too. So we'll pick back up on exploring stage one, the phase one of Dr. James Myers' phases of oppression. But I thought it'd be helpful today just to kind of give you a glimpse into what it's like for me to walk in this journey of uncovering my own belovedness as a Black person, and in hopes that it illuminates a part of your journey as you take this beloved Blackness journey along with me. All right, until next week.